Good evening. This is Jimmy Powers greeting you for the Gillette Safety Razor Company, the maker of world-famous Gillette razors, blades, and shaving creams. We're happy to salute Canadian fans in Toronto, Ontario, and Montreal, Quebec, who are joining our television audience tonight through the facilities of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Our feature event here in Chicago Stadium is a 15-round match between Rocky Marciano and Jersey Joe Walcott for the heavyweight championship of the world. Yes, and don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock New York time, Gillette presents the Withers Stakes from Belmont Park over most NBC TV stations for racing fans here in the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you a few of the present-day stars in the ring and a few of the stars of yesteryear. Presenting at this time one of the fast-moving young welterweights now making a name for himself in the welterweight division from Robbins, Illinois, young Alan Moody. From Detroit, Michigan, youngster just made a sensational victory over Lelu Sabotin in Detroit last night, Chuck Spicer. A clever young welterweight, Jed Black. And here in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask them to come up and take a bow. The former world's heavyweight champion, Ezzard Charles. Ezzard Charles. And also here, ladies and gentlemen, in the audience, we'd like to ask him to come up and take a bow while we're waiting for Ezzard Charles, the former world's heavyweight champion, who fought a great title defense here in Chicago, James J. Braddock. Jimmy Braddock, come on up and take a bow. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the top contenders for the heavyweight crown, Roland Lastarza. Lastarza. And ladies and gentlemen, here with us also a great Chicago favorite, a hometown boy, Chicago's own Johnny Bratton. Johnny Bratton. Jimmy Braddock, ladies and gentlemen, James J. Braddock. We'd like to get him up to take a bow if he's here, ladies and gentlemen. From Gary, Indiana, the former world's middleweight champion, Tony Zale. Tony Zale. Wait, Johnny, I'll introduce you again. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Bratton. Johnny Bratton, ladies and gentlemen. Is Tony here? Do you know if Tony's here?
I don't know. If he's here, he'd be back someplace in the back there.
Ring announcer Ben Bentley is looking about for more celebrities to introduce.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, making his way up to the ring. From Gary, Indiana, the man of steel, Tony Zale. Tony Zale.
Luzca bien Distíngase más. Use hojas Gillette azul.
Yo soy rapidez.
Yo soy comodidad.
Yo soy suavidad.
¿Es usted el hombre de la barba dura que tan solo los domingos se rasura?
Si me afeitara todos los días, ya ni el pellejo me quedaría.
Usted está equivocado.
Verá cómo le probamos.
Que usando Gillette azul, rápida y cómodamente su barba dura afeitamos. ¿No lo cree, eh?
Mire con qué rapidez.
Mire con qué suavidad.
Y para su comodidad, las hojas Gillette azul vienen en su expedidor ya desenvueltas y listas para usarse. Para la mejor afeitada de su vida, afeítese con Gillette.
Use la hoja Gillette azul.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, may we remind you of the no smoking rule, and may we ask your cooperation and please helping us observing this no smoking rule, which is being strictly enforced in this building. Officials, ladies and gentlemen, have been appointed here by the Illinois State Athletic Commission. The attending physicians, Dr. Irving E. Slott, Dr. John H. Pribble, the timekeeper, Fay Young, counting for the knockdowns at the bell, Mike Murphy. Your judges are William O'Connell and Franklin Spike McAdams. Your referee, Frank Sikora. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the feature presentation of the evening. 15 rounds for the World's Heavyweight Championship. From Camden, New Jersey, the challenger, wearing black trunks with a white stripe, weighing 197 3/4 pounds, the former world's heavyweight champion, Jersey Joe Walcott. From Brockton, Massachusetts, wearing white trunks with a black stripe, weighing 184 1/2 pounds, the world's heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano. And now, ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Sikora and the instructions for both contestants. 15 rounds, 3 more bouts to follow.
You boys received your instructions from the Illinois State Athletic Commission. I'm here to enforce them. I want a clean break at all times. No rabbit punching, no kidney punches. Be careful of your low blows. They may cost you round. In case of a knockdown, I want you to go to your furthest corner and stay there till I tell you to come out fighting. This being a championship fight, the 8 count is waived. Shake hands and come out fighting. Good luck to both of you.
Officials here, George Barton of Minneapolis, Abe Green of Patterson, New Jersey, and evidence of great interest in the people of Massachusetts. Governor Christian Herter appointed his son, State Representative Christian Herter, to represent him here tonight. James Norris, president of the IBC, also here. For the heavyweight championship of the world, this fight could end in a draw under the rules. The 8-second rule is waived, and more than 3 knockdowns in 1 round are permitted. In their last meeting, Jersey Joe Walcott started off much faster. He seems to be pacing himself here. He's a year older, of course. Sentiments of the crowd equally divided. They are very fair, cheering alternate leads. Walcott wearing his trunks very high. One minute to go in round one. Jersey Joe is bewildered. Slow getting up. The fight is over. Rocky Marciano has a pushover win here tonight. Look at the expression of bewilderment on Jersey Joe. He thought the count was too fast. Crowd is booing. Crowd is booing. A very soft touch for Rocky Marciano here tonight. He's wearing gray trunks instead of white because of 3D. First time this fight, short as it is filmed on 3D. Now, Walcott's handlers are walking around the ring and they claim it was a fast count. We've had long counts in Chicago. Now we have what the Walcott camp believes is a fast count. Fay Young was the knockdown timekeeper. Mike Murphy was counting at the bell, and the referee, Frank Sikora, was picking up the count.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 25 seconds of the first round. Winner by a knockout, and still world's heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano wins by a knockout. And the crowd here that paid $50 for their seats are really raising Cain. A left hook, which was almost a shoving left hook, sent Jersey Joe back on his haunches. It didn't appear to be a stunning or a paralyzing blow. Walcott is still complaining. His seconds and his manager, Felix Boquicchio, is standing outside on the ring apron, haranguing the crowd and talking to the working press. Andy Frain's very able ushers are in here keeping a semblance of order. Walcott shaking his hand and shaking his head. He was very nonchalant about getting up because he didn't start to get his knees flexed until the count of 9. He was still sitting there, apparently resting. He started off very slowly, and he just took a chance, and he missed out by a second. As soon as the count of 10 was reached, and I'm sure the movies will show that Walcott still had his gloves touching the canvas, and he was in the act of attempting to rise, but he definitely was not clear of the canvas, and so there was nothing for the referee to do but declare it a knockout. That's Boquicchio in the center there with an expressive shrug. There's a lot of jostling going on. You might see a better fight now than you did at the start. Here comes a police sergeant in and a captain. Well, there you are, one of the strangest and certainly one of the most controversial endings. Walcott feels that he was deprived of a fair chance to get up. But 10 seconds are 10 seconds in any language. Rocky Marciano's well-wishers saying it wasn't your fault, Rocky. You didn't do the counting, you just did the hitting. So in the first round here, Rocky Marciano in a rather tumultuous finish here, that is, the tumultuous finish followed the knockout when Jersey Joe was tardy in arising. The old boy was taking it a little not too nonchalant, I believe. He was very relaxed and just didn't make it at the count of 10. Now, don't go away. We'll have another bout in a very few moments. And remember, fans, every Friday night is fight night on the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports.
Este maestro ebanista nos va a dar una lección.
Ah, no, corta. La hoja está muy adentro. Ah, así queda muy afuera. Vamos a ver. Así corta muy bien.
Apliquemos esta lección a una afeitada. Cuando se usa una hoja cualquiera en la máquina Gillette, puede que no ajuste perfectamente y el filo no corta al ras. O puede que sobresalga demasiado y ¡ay! Pero cuando se usa una hoja Gillette azul, la cual se ajusta a perfección, la afeitada resulta suave, rápida y cómoda. Use hojas Gillette azul en la máquina Gillette. Luzca bien, distíngase más, use hojas Gillette azul.
Well, we're back in the ring here where the fastest knockout in heavyweight title history occurred. After 1 minute and 15 seconds of fighting, Jersey Joe Walcott ran into a left hook and a sort of a right push, and 10 seconds later he was not fully erect, and so the fight ends in a knockout in 1:25 of round 1. Rocky Marciano, the winner and still champion.
This bout, 8 rounds, light heavyweight division, from Oakland, California, wearing purple trunks, weighing 173 1/2, Oakland Billy Smith. Oakland Billy Smith. And from Grand Island, Nebraska, weighing 180 pounds, wearing white trunks with a black stripe, Billy Noble. 8 rounds, your referee, Bernard Wiseman. Your punches up.
This is about following the main event, but fans are still steaming and percolating over the main event, and perhaps, if you'll forgive us, we'll devote a few more comments to it while this bout gets underway, which follows the main event. The question is, did Jersey Joe Walcott take too much of a risk and take too much of a chance by staying down too long? Did he feel, as in his training, he didn't train too hard, did he feel that he was just making one last shot for what is close to $250,000? If so, it was an easy $250,000. He was going to retire anyway. However, in justice to Jersey Joe, he may have miscalculated the count. There was quite a bit of noise because the left hook came so suddenly that it caught Jersey Joe in Marciano's corner. It didn't appear to be a paralyzing punch, but it was a clean punch, and it was to the chin, and it knocked him back on his haunches. And he sat there, apparently clear-eyed, looking directly at the knockdown timekeeper, who was across the ring and in direct line of flight with his eyes. In other words, he didn't have the alibi that the timekeeper was around the corner, to his right, to his left, or to his rear. So the referee picked up the count, and the referee started to chant in unison with the knockdown timekeeper, and the man at the bell was Mike Murphy, a very experienced man counting at the bell. Fay Young was the knockdown timekeeper. And as Mike Murphy and Fay Young were counting, they were holding stopwatches in their hands and counting off the stopwatch as it went along to 10 seconds. The referee did say 10, because I distinctly heard him sitting here in row 1, and Jersey Joe Walcott was in the act of rising, but actually he was not clear. His haunches might have been a few inches off the canvas, but his gloves, he was raising himself by pressing his gloves to the canvas, were touching the canvas at the count of 10. Nevertheless, the fans thoroughly disapproved of it, and can one blame them? They paid $50 a ticket. We are now we are now in the bout that followed the main event, and another knockdown.
2, 3,
4,
5,
5, 6, 7. There's a loudspeaker that carries the count of the timekeeper. In other words, it's not the human voice. He's talking into a microphone, and the microphone amplifies the count. So it can be distinctly heard by a fallen boxer. In case you just tuned in and you're wondering why it isn't Jersey Joe Walcott and Rocky Marciano in there, late tuners inner missed the shortest knockout in heavyweight championship history when Rocky Marciano knocked out Jersey Joe Walcott with one punch in 125 of round 1.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bob Satterfield earlier knocked out Murray Burnett of Los Angeles in the third round. And Willie Wilson of Providence knocked out Matt Anderson of Camden in 132 of the third round. We've had a succession of quick knockouts here tonight at Chicago Stadium. But the quickest of all, and the quickest in the record books for a heavyweight title fight, was Rocky Marciano's knockout in the first round over Jersey Joe Walcott, 125. Marciano was a 3-1 favorite. The majority of the 436 fight writers here picked Rocky, but the majority of the fighters picked Jersey Joe. TV Guide lists as contenders now the behind Jersey Joe Walcott, who was rated number 1 in TV Guide, number 2 Ezzard Charles, number 3 Roland Lastarza, and number 4 Bob
The
Baker.
time, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. The first round, winner by a knockout, Oakland Billy Smith.
Oakland Billy Smith is the winner by a knockout, so we over Bill Noble in 2:50 of the first round. We'd like to remind you that Father's Day, June the 21st, will be here before you know it, and right now is a good time to decide what to give that will please Dad most. Well, how's he fixed for blades? A carton of 100 easy shaving Gillette Blue Blades in handy dispensers is always sure to make a hit. Also, there's a 50-blade carton specially wrapped for Father's Day that many stores already have on display. Now, if he's using an old-fashioned razor, bring him up to date with a modern one-piece Gillette razor set, the most convenient shaving combination there is. You can't do better than give Gillette razors and blades for Father's Day. Well, this fight ended so fast that we hope you'll pardon our repetition. 125 of round 1, Rocky Marciano knocked out Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe had announced his retirement after he was knocked out last year by Rocky Marciano. Then he announced a comeback. He came back here tonight. Lasted 1 minute and 25 seconds, and we'll probably see no more of Jersey Joe as an active campaigner again. The father of 6 children is going back home, going to business. In addition to 6 children, Jersey Joe also has 6 sisters. Crowd still mingling around here and buzzing, discussing that knockout. The men in charge, of course, are the members of the New York State Athletic Commission. There may or may not be a hearing, and there always is following every controversial fight. George Martin, the president of the NBA, is now in conference with Abe Green on the right side of the ring. But there's no chance of bringing the principals back in again. It's finished. Jersey Joe would like to have another chance and say, well, I'm up now. Please let me continue. And while there have been incidents in the past where fighters have continued with the permission of officials, it's just not done in a heavyweight bout. Remember, fans, every Friday night is fight night on the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. Well, folks, that wine...